Mahomes isn't his full healthy self, Rashee Rice is a linchpin to what this offense can do in the pass game.
So what I like about Rashee Rice, and Hawk, you touched on it a little bit, outside of Travis Kelce, this is the one person that Patrick Mahomes trusts. And we've seen that transition 2 years ago, but a few setbacks for Rashee Rice did not allow it to happen full throttle. But I think this is going to be the year where we see, okay, now it's time to transition to that next person outside of Travis Kelce, who Patrick Mahomes trusts wholeheartedly. Rashee Rice can be that guy. But for Kansas City, it's going to be about being balanced offensively, Greeny. They were one-dimensional a season ago. There's a reason why you go out and get the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III. You want to take some of that pressure off of Patrick Mahomes and these wide receivers. If you can run the ball effectively, I think that will be able to create more explosive plays in the pass game coming out play action. I want to see what version of Daniel Jones that we're getting. We have to remember he tore his Achilles last year. I know he's out there practicing right now, but this is a team that started 8-2 within their first 10 games. I was calling the game on ESPN Radio when he tore his Achilles. They lost 7 straight. But this is the head coach, Shane Steichen. This is Chris Ballard as a general manager saying that we're going for the gusto and we're going to reward these players and we're going to attach our names to it. Now they just have to go out there and get it done.
Remember, let's cut to the chase here. Aaron Donald is coming back. We can stop playing games. We can stop saying if he comes back. We can talk about this as though it is happening. And so, Hawk, let's think about what we're dealing with. This was a Rams defense that, while it fell off the table the last month of last season and probably cost them a shot at the Super Bowl, it still was very good and filled with talent last year. They've added a bunch of pieces, including in the secondary, but obviously most significantly, Myles Garrett and now Aaron Donald. What are we talking about in Los Angeles, Hawk?
We're talking about Super Bowl or bust. We're talking about potentially the best defense that we've ever seen in the NFL, because I don't think people even realize, yes, we know Aaron Donald is an incredible Hall of Fame defensive lineman. We know Myles Garrett is the best pass rusher in the National Football League. And the question becomes, well, Aaron Donald has been retired. How good is he? No, he is still going to be one of, if not the best defensive tackle in the league, especially facing single blockers and not facing the double and triple teams that he's used to. This is like Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor being on the same defense. That's how special of a unit this Los Angeles Rams team could have.
So fill in the completion of this sentence. Kalen DeBoer would be on the hot seat this year if what happens?
Well, first of all, if he misses the playoffs, I mean, that is the bare minimum. It used to be winning the national championship. Now it's making the playoffs and avoiding a 35-point loss like he did last year in the Rose Bowl. He won a road game against Oklahoma, but everybody forgot about it because of the debacle. And it wasn't even that, Greeny, and I don't mean to relitigate something that happened on January 1st. But it was the surrender in the fourth quarter by Alabama that still has many Alabama fans angry. They had never seen that before in the history of the Crimson Tide. Alabama rolling over, playing dead like they're at a dog show at Westminster. It was just embarrassing. So he has to overcome that. He also has to avoid, for the first time in his brief career at Alabama, a 4-loss season. Season 1, 4 losses. Season 2, 4 losses. Don't try that again, Mr. AI.
Yeah, I mean, I do think this is largely settled ground. I think if Kirk Cousins doesn't start week 1 for the Raiders, assuming he's healthy, at this point, that would be a surprise. The Raiders seem to be making it clear they want to go about it this way. I've been told that Tom Brady is actually like the voice in the building that is the strongest in terms of, we should wait, we should sit Fernando Mendoza until he's ready till we're ready for him. I heard you guys talking a little bit ago about Stephon Diggs and how important he could be for Jaden Daniels. They don't have anybody like that. They don't have anybody like that in their receiver room, for Fernando Mendoza at this point. So it's a Raider team that knows it's at the beginning of a project, and they want to make sure Fernando Mendoza doesn't get thrown in there before they put him in a position to succeed. Greeny, I always go back to a conversation I had with Eli Manning about 6-7 years into his career, and he said he was glad he did both things his rookie year. He sat behind Kurt Warner for about half the season, and then he got to start for the second half of the season. So when he became the starter full-time in his second year, it wasn't unfamiliar to him. So something along those lines with Fernando Mendoza might make a lot of sense for the Raiders.
Absolutely. And Brady, as we all know, who is not nearly as highly touted or touted at all, coming in, sat his whole rookie year and then came out to play for Bledsoe. If anyone knows how to best do this, it's him. And each young quarterback is different. But by and large, I think that is a good formula. Let Cousins play until they feel like it is time to go. It's a really nicely set up situation.
Yeah, and it's also a Kirk Cousins that has been entrenched within this offensive system his entire career. He has a relationship with Clint Kubiak, so Fernando Mendoza can go to Kirk Cousins and ask him any type of question that he has about this offense if he doesn't want to go to the coaching staff. There's no rush, in my opinion. I don't like what this wide receiver room looks like right now for the Las Vegas Raiders, so there's no reason, in my opinion, to rush Fernando Mendoza out there.
Hawk, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with in Graz's camp. I think Kirk Cousins starts the season, but I think at some point, as early as you can, as early as he feels comfortable, you get Mendoza out there. Just on this rookie deal, you have this short window to make the most of it, and also see what you truly have in him. Otherwise, you're going to start that clock in year 2, and it just becomes a little bit tougher both in the front office as well as for the player to go through, get his lumps, and kind of understand the NFL game and get to really what he will be.
This is taking what was already a very talented defense and adding Reggie White and Joe Green to it. Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle that the NFL has seen in generations. Is he going to be that again? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think he'd come back if he thought he was going to be a mediocre player. And Myles Garrett, people would say that if he had been on better teams all this time and we'd seen him in big playoff games, that we'd be talking about him the way we talk about Reggie White and Bruce Smith and Lawrence Taylor and whoever else the greatest pass rushers of all time are. He's that level of good, and they've added both of them.
I always hated it when we got picked high. And I think sometimes when we didn't, it was a motivating factor for the players. Hopefully we can sneak up on some people this year and fly under the radar a little bit and surprise some people and not be the target for everyone like we have been in the past. And that might be beneficial to the team having more success. I'm certainly hopeful that that's what happens.
What did you think of that?
Stop it, Coach, already. I mean, we're talking about the University of Alabama here. We're not talking about some off-brand school, Greeny, in the middle of nowhere. When Nick Saban was the head coach, and by the way, Caleb Downs, who you talked about a few minutes ago, he only played there for 2 years and then left as soon as DeBoer got there. Alabama was number 1 in the country for, at some point, 15 straight years. They were the favorite, I think, at all but one game during a 16-game stretch. And Nick Saban's now trying to dumb down the DeBoer expectations, and I'm not having it. Alabama still has great players. They still have everything that you have to have. And I just don't like the fact that the former coach is trying to soft pedal his successor. It's like, you know, the dad, telling the young son, it's okay if you strike out at the Little League game. It's not okay at Alabama. And that's the problem a lot of people have with Kalen DeBoer. They question whether he has the right DNA. And when Daddy Saban comes in and puts his arms around him after 8 losses in 2 seasons and inexplicable losses, it just doesn't play very well in Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, my goodness. Paul Feinbaum is ready for the start of the season.
You'll be trending soon.
Thank you, Daddy.
My goodness. Daddy Saban.
Paul
Daddy
Feinbaum with
Saban.
us. What is this? Oh, God. Look at this.
Yay!
The Aaron Rodgers kick. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Boy, that's, it is really tragic to think that of all the things that have happened in recent years, that was our best moment. But that was pretty much the highlight of it all.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. That one was everything here is a surprise. All right, so thank you. Thank you. So they asked me yesterday, put together a list of the 3 things that I want. And so here are my 3 birthday wishes.
Be careful now.
Number 1. No. These are good. You're going to like these. Number 1, and I hope he's watching. I know he watches the show because I've seen him recently and he told me. We superimpose that. I want to play golf with Tiger Woods. I want to. We could have gotten a better golf picture of me, by the way. That's a very old picture. But one way or another, I want to play a round of golf with Tiger Woods. I've seen him recently, and he, not that recently, but like a year and a half ago or so.
Fan of the show?
He watches the show. So Tiger, if you're watching, this is my birthday wish. I want to play a round of golf with you. Next, Mariska, if you're watching. Stephen A. is on General Hospital.
Yes.
I want a cameo on SVU.
Love it.
I would love that, right? Let me die in an episode. I'm very happy to be the person in the little part before they bring SVU in, or I don't know, I'm just like the husband who gets tied to a chair or something like that, and something awful happens. That's my favorite show. I would like to do a cameo in that. And then the last one. Yesterday we had a story about how Akron University is allowing a fan to call their offensive plays for their opening series. So if you're watching, Aaron Glenn, I want to call the plays for the opener for the Jets. Let me superimpose this, Rex. That is, yes. They're telling me in my ear, that's Rex.
Yes.
So I need to be told that's Rex. That was just someone else in one of these ridiculous sweater vests. Who else would wear that? Rex would wear that, by the way, if it was 107 degrees. He's wearing that. Anyway, I would like to call the plays for the Jets opener. They open at Tennessee against Robert Saleh. This is the Saleh Bowl.
Yep.
So those are my 3 wishes. Which is right? Do they remain, in your mind, prohibitive favorites to win the National League?
I think they're favorites, but they are absolutely vulnerable. First and foremost, their catching situation is problematic. Will Smith, Dalton Rushing, those guys are both hurt. Mookie Betts has not had a good year. He's batting .223. And let's face it, Kyle Tucker has been a disaster this year. He ranks 119th out of 146 hitters in wins above replacement. And he has been hitting better of late, but they need him to turn around. They have a great starting rotation. That has to be what they lean on once we get to the postseason.